Do you ever just open the Tupperware drawer and are instantly covered in lids and random Tupperware containers that don't have lids? I do on a daily basis. Do you ever open up your kid's closet?
Hold on. I'm so sorry.
What?
We didn't tell stories. If we're going to tell stories, we need to do it before you open.
That was so good, though.
It was very good.
I'm confused on what is happening. I was all in like Tupperware mode, falling out on me. Let's get the cluttering out.
I know, but I use it still.
He will, but listen, we still have to tell our stories.
Okay, but you're asking me about my story?
You're listening to the Calm,
The Storm,
The Whimsy
podcast.
Just go ahead. How's your week, Kelly?
Why don't you answer? Could you just ask yourself?
It's been 2 weeks since we recorded. So how is everybody doing?
How is everybody doing? Kelly, you've had a crazy week, haven't you? Tell us about it. Ask yourself, how has my week been? And then answer the question, please. This is not, I don't know why we're restarting this over and over again.
I don't know. I'm in a funk. Okay.
Kelly,
Yes.
you had a crazy week. Tell us about it.
I did. So we decided instead of going on a Disney trip, we would take a excursion to Mercy Medical Center in North Canton instead. And we racked up about $6,500 worth of bills there for the dumbest experience of my life. Now, let me tell you what happened. My husband, who does not go to the doctor ever, called me in the afternoon, which he typically doesn't call me when he's at work. He's like, hey, just wanted to let you know I'm feeling a little weird. So I called an ambulance. And I'm like, wait, is it April 1st? Wait, what? An ambulance? And he's like, I just felt weird. I thought my blood pressure was really high. I thought I was going to black out. And then I thought I was going to have a stroke or something was just definitely not right. And I'm like, okay. He's like, it's fine though. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm like, okay. Keep me updated. Okay. So I get off the phone, 10 minutes go by and I'm like, text him. Any update? I'm on my way to the emergency room in the ambulance. And I'm like, what is happening?
Ambulance.
The ambulance took him to the emergency room, gave him fluids on the way there, and they took him to the closest hospital, which was like 3 minutes from where he was at work. Anyway, so he goes in there and he sits and I am like freaking out. So my in-laws go pick up my kids at school. I drive down there and he's like, I'm in the emergency room waiting in the lobby area. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. So I walk in, I'm waiting to get in. You have to go through security. And this guy's like, I gotta get out of here. I've pissed myself 4 times already. And I'm like, wait, what is happening right now? And I could smell it when he walked through. And I'm like, what? 4 times? There's like a bathroom in there. Why? Okay, here I go. So I go in. This is probably way too long of a story. So I go in. I find him. He's sitting there. He looks fine. And he's like, it's just really weird. And he does not. That stuff doesn't happen to him. So we're waiting. And they call him back. And he does they register him or whatever. And then maybe an hour and a half later, they call him back and they do EKG, labs, and then they're like, we're going to send him in for a CT scan. And this guy asked him 3 questions. It was a 5-minute, this girl was in there, she did his blood work, did an EKG, and then this guy came in for maybe at the max 5 minutes, asked him 3 questions, and then said, you need to get a CT scan, you can go back out in the lobby. So the lobby's full of everybody sick. Sick? Some people look like they needed urgent emergency, but some were just chilling. I'm like, okay. So I go to the very back of the emergency room because I'm like, I'm going to end up with the flu. This is so stupid. I can't believe that this is what's happening. So we sit. He had a CT scan at 4:30. At 9 o'clock, after I went and got him food, I'm like, I got to get home and I got to get home, get Mimi and Pappy home and put the kids to bed, blah, blah, blah. So we didn't want to leave his truck there. Mm-hmm. So I met Chris with all the kids at like 10 o'clock at night, drove his truck to the emergency room so I didn't have to leave in the middle of the night. And I passed out after I was asleep, and he texted me at 12:30 and was like, I'm coming home. So here he never was seen. Nobody ever. They came out every now and then, took his blood pressure. He was out in the lobby, never got nothing. Nothing. No gown, no nothing. There was another lady that actually got a gown. I bet her
sitting in the lobby.
Oh yeah, I bet her $4,000 covered her gown. Where's my gown? You can ship it to me, because for $4,000 of sitting there, $3,900 of sitting in the room.
I would be so mad if I was in the waiting room in a gown.
So it was funny because she was FaceTiming somebody, and she's like, I just want to let you know, like, I had that surgery a few weeks ago, and I'm still having issues with my stomach and having lots of pain. So they did some tests, and he's like, where are you? She goes, oh, I'm in the lobby. He goes, in a gown?
That's weird.
It was so weird.
I would be so mad.
Same. Like,
I would have been mad even if I was
isn't your butt
Lenny.
hanging out
like,
in those
just,
things too?
She had a coat on.
Oh, okay.
gosh.
But I was on the phone. Mom's like, tell them you have 4 kids and you need to get home. I'm like, Mom, they don't care if I have 12 kids. And they apparently don't care if my husband had a stroke, because he's still sitting here 8 hours later. And everybody was like cracking up. And when I went on my Swenson's run, I did offer to a few people that I would pick them up food, because we had been hanging out all day. Like,
did they take you up on it?
No.
Oh.
But anyway.
I can only imagine a waiting room full of people, though, hearing her and her mom on FaceTime.
Like, I'm like, it was awful. This is what we done.
Was that you and your mom?
No.
Or
It was terrible. It was like the longest thing.
Did you piss yourself
4 times? I should have.
The bathroom.
Well, I then after sitting there for 8 hours, I'm like, now I know why he pissed himself 4 times, because I'm about to, because there ain't no way in heck I'm walking into that bathroom after everybody's puking, moaning. Like, no, absolutely not.
Wow. It's good
well,
times.
Yeah.
So
Eek.
the saga continues. He comes home and he's like, I have no idea. It's just bizarre. So then we get later that day, we get finally the CT scan. Blood work comes back normal, elevated white blood cell count. CT scan comes back okay. They read that 5 minutes after he had it taken and let him sit there.
That's crazy.
Till 12:30 in the morning.
They didn't even have to do anything.
No. When he finally took himself home. So a week goes by and he keeps getting dizzy spells, like really bad. Can't figure it out. So then he goes to urgent care. After I thought he was going to have another stroke, he took himself to urgent care. They gave him an antibiotic. So I'm like, okay. Then the next day, same thing. And I'm like, we've already met our deductible. Go to emergency and find out what the heck's going on. Like,
get a gown this time, darn it.
And get a gown in a room.
Take home that chair with you too.
Yeah. Like, what can I take?
I'll take this plant.
Oh wait, this is mine.
I need some toilet paper.
I get deals, people, and this ain't no deal. $64.70 for a bunch of crap. Like, nobody helped us. And I called them. I said, I want an itemized bill. I want an itemized bill of the $3,900. And they're like, that's just when you walk in the emergency room. I didn't get no room. I didn't get nothing. So I don't understand what this is for. Like, this is
Your
stupid.
Disney trip costs less.
We could have went to Disney for a week for that.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, he goes back to the emergency room. And he went to green this time because they know what they're doing. And he was seen within a few minutes. And he was in an overflow room. So I FaceTime and I'm like, what? You got a gown on. You got a gown this time.
And he's in an overflow room.
Yeah. A nice room. So he gets all the things. They do his IV and all that. And then the one lady messed it up because she was a student. So I wonder if we get a discount for that. I might call.
Oh, you should.
He's got a huge bruise. So anyway, he's like, I don't know what's going on. They said my CT scan looked fine. They did another EKG. They don't know what's going on. And the day before I said, hey, did they ever test you for anything at urgent care before they gave you antibiotics? Like all the tests, flu, COVID, RSV, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no. So he's like, they did run a flu test, COVID test, all that stuff too. like a few minutes later, he's like, well, my Mar chart, I guess I got flu A. So dizziness. So the reason this scare went, his friend like ended up having a stroke. It was like a silent stroke, and it didn't show up on like the CT scan. So it was, we were all terrified. Like, this is crazy. But apparently the flu affects people in different ways. And he got dizzy, crazy,
well,
crazy
and then
dizzy.
it probably made him notice everything because he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So then every dizzy spell
feel
is like,
right.
something's not right. Something's not right. Where if they would have just told him a week ago, you have the flu, he would have known.
So why wouldn't they have
he
tested
probably
him?
had it a week ago.
Right.
I am almost positive
that
that
was
he
one of the
had
symptoms.
to have had it because that was his first initial symptom.
Spell, yeah.
But he
and
never had a
spell.
fever
Yeah,
that whole time.
either.
But what's really crazy is Mercy Medical. Let me tell you what, maybe when you have a whole slew of people in the waiting room that are hacking and throwing up and moaning because they have the flu, you should test people for the flu because you know what? He had the flu. He could have came home.
$6,400 later in the flu, but
I will fight that.
wow.
Worst hospital experience of our lives. Do not ever go to Mercy Medical Center. They do not have their stuff together. They didn't even know Lenny, like they were fighting over him when they're like, who is this guy? We don't have him on our chart, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, heck
dear.
no.
Yeah. I even called my friend. I'm like, can you take this IV out of his arm? We might bolt. I should have bolted.
Did she say she would?
Yeah, but she had the flu.
Oh, gosh.
She was like, I can, but it's real easy. I can walk you through it. I'm like, I'm not going to take that out of his arm.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, that's been a good time.
That's crazy.
So he wrote a big funny Facebook post about it.
Which was
we could have
amazing.
went to Disney World
It was
for
amazing.
a week.
I loved the
We'll have to
post.
share it on our page so everyone
It's
can
pretty
read it.
amazing.
But the funny thing is, he said he was stuck in the emergency room with a bunch of people with the flu. Here he has the
The flu.
I know. Maybe he didn't actually have the flu then.
Well, his
but
wife.
he has it now because he got it from being there.
No. Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, he
That's-
had to have. That's why he was dizzy.
We have to know
Yeah.
that's why he was dizzy.
That's why he
and
was
his
dizzy.
white blood cell
She
count.
said we
was
have to know that's why he was dizzy.
his white blood cell count was higher then than it was this last time. So like the infection has gone down.
Yeah.
So there was an infection when he was in there, and we're just gonna say
Yes.
that's what it was from because
It's what it was from.
I was in a brain fog. I couldn't think. I thought my husband was gonna die
Yeah.
multiple times over the past 2 weeks. So it's been a good time.
Yeah.
Now I just want to go to Disney, but I can't.
Can insurance cover it? Because you already met your deductible.
Right.
The mental health trip. Do you have any stories for us that are less stressful than that?
Yes, mine are hilarious.
Good.
Share with
Okay,
us.
so I have 2 boys, as everyone knows. And so it has not been shy of funny things happening. Okay? So, about a month ago, Strider comes home from school and he says, Mom, there's this girl. And she likes me a lot. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, like a lot. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, she offered me $250 and a pair of brand new Nike shoes, whatever I wanted. She sent me a link. I could pick them out
Oh my
if I was her boyfriend.
Heck yeah, sign me up. I'll be your boyfriend.
Okay, Pacey. And I was like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I had to tell her no. And I was like, okay. And, so this continues. Okay. So it's continuing. She is infatuated. She's not just likes him. She's infatuated. Okay. Strider everything. Strider this, Strider that. My Strider. This is my Strider. Telling everyone this is this. Okay. So he just kind of laughs about it now or whatever. And like her feelings aren't hurt that he doesn't necessarily call her his either. But so this week is Ash Wednesday week, right? We just finished that week. He comes home and he says, so you know what Ash Wednesday is, right? You know what Lent is? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, that girl decided that for Lent, she was giving me up. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Yep. So she's giving him up for 40 days. made it very clear that Lent is a real thing and that, I mean, it is a real thing, but like
for her,
this is a thing. And Strider was what she's giving up.
wow.
How does he feel about that?
I think he's kind of relieved, but I don't know for sure because I'm not sure what it's going to bring on the back end later.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
She'll
I think
come
it's
back stronger,
harmless.
maybe.
I think it's harmless. I don't really know, but
Oh boy.
But yeah, so if you have something to give up for Lent, think about it really hard.
Oh my God.
It'll be
I'm going to
exciting,
give up
but
emergency rooms.
I was like, what the heck? She's giving my son up for Lent.
Well, it's amazing.
I said, does she know that you're not giving her up for Lent? But anyways, so then today I have some permanent bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 of them. I love them. I've had them for like over a year now. And I regularly have this battle back and forth with my oldest son, Pacey, that he just doesn't think that I am capable of taking him down or out. Okay.
Oh.
And so this morning he decided that he was going to pull my toes.
Oh, that was a bad choice.
Bad choice, bad decision. Aaron told him probably shouldn't be doing that. So I straight up took him, put him in a headlock, took him to the ground and put my knee in his back. And he's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, how does that feel? And he's like, not so good. And I was like, don't ever forget that your mom could take you down. And in the process of me taking him down, one of my bracelets broke. It got caught on the rug of the the carpet, ripped it right apart. So I only have 3 now, but I did make sure that my son knew that I could take him down.
Heck yeah.
Good
And
job.
I took him right straight down. It was amazing.
I wish this was on video.
His face was like, what in the world? And I'm like, yeah, don't. Aaron's like, that was a bad decision.
Don't pull your mama's toes.
Don't pull your mom's toes. There we are.
So we had Aunt Mary and Grandpa Charlie babysit for us. Let me be clear why we call her Aunt Mary, though, so everyone knows. One of the kids in our family, the youngest cousin,
Aunt Mary
just started
and
calling her Aunt Mary, but she is Grandpa Charlie's woman. So anyway, it just stuck. So we all call her Aunt Mary. Anyway, they're babysitting for us one night. We come home, they're gone, and my son comes up to me and goes, Mom, I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, why? And he goes, well, we decided to play a game, but we pulled out one of the games that says uncensored and we didn't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Wait. What
Hillary.
game,
Why
Hillary?
would that be there?
How do they have access to your games?
Like she has a whole closet or something.
I mean, she kind of does.
They're all together.
Oh.
They are.
What?
I didn't know. Like, they're
Who
up
picked
high.
it? Grandpa Charlie?
No, I think. I
Did
don't
they
know.
not read the box?
No. So Aunt Mary's sitting there with my kids and they're looking through the cards and
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
and it's called like the 5-second rule game and you have to like spit out all these things and it was like you might not want to let your kids listen to this episode. They're like sex toys and I don't remember people you'd want to murder and there's like this whole list of stuff.
Were
that's
they
like
reading them out loud?
Hudson said, I was reading it and I looked at Aunt Mary and said, Aunt Mary, I'm a little uncomfortable right now. And Aunt Mary goes, you know what, buddy? Me too. Let's put this away. So they put it away, but I was like,
Was it
oh
just
my
those
gosh.
two?
No, it was them and like the girls. They were all playing it together. They didn't make it through the game, but I'm like, oh my gosh. So I forgot to
That's
apologize
amazing.
to Aunt Mary for that.
Oh my goodness.
I think we've played that game before as a family, but
You probably censored the cards.
yes, you can go through them and pick out the ones that aren't uncensored.
And your girls have friends who are like, we play this one all the time. Let's play it.
Sex toys, 5 seconds, go.
Oh, so awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so one other story. My son was in speech meet this past week, and we were getting ready to do the ribbon awards, and Grant was with me, and he's like been on prednisone all week, so he's like super hungry. and cranky if he doesn't get food. The only thing I could grab was powdered donuts. So we're waiting for the ribbon award, and Grant is like slamming powdered donuts, and then he just rubs his hands all over Hudson's black dress pants.
Oh,
before he got called up to do the ribbon award. And then there's another kid there, and Grant goes to get him, and I grabbed his hands the last second. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I will protect your pants. They were cracking up. But I had to like wipe spit on a napkin and scrub out Hudson's pants the best I could. But he went up there like that. Because that's what we do.
Because that's life.
That's what we do. A day in the life.
I have
Wow.
to share one more thing now that you talk about games.
Yes.
Share one more thing. Come on, you took up the whole time. Just kidding.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay. So Crystal and I bought Hillary.
Hold on, you're sagging again.
What, sagging?
The microphone. Okay, so Crystal and I bought Hillary this bananas game, but Chris was feeling under the weather, so I'm like, hey, do you care if I take that home and play it with my kids? And she's like, I don't care. So last night, it's called Bananas, and you blow up these monkey tails, and it looks really bad, but my legs hurt so bad today. Like, because you have to like walk up and like get the tail to pick up these cardboard things, and then you
through
have
your
to run,
legs.
through your legs. It's very
amazing to watch.
ridiculous and feels super inappropriate.
My legs hurt really bad after I played it too.
But it was just funny.
Super inappropriate.
It's good times.
So I took videos of
the banana
everybody.
game, and you sent them to me, and I was like, yes, I
sent you
feel
one.
like I shouldn't be watching this right
Yeah.
now.
Some of them were a little, what is this game? Why is this? And Lenny goes, what did you expect? You can't get upset. What did you expect with this game? I'm like, I know.
But the video when we bought it was kids, right?
He
like
said, what did you expect?
Well, Tara
That's
was
not
like,
wrong.
I was talking to her the day we were
Well, they
leaving.
played it.
And she's like, oh, we have that game. We played it last night. I'm
With
like,
our
can you bring the
kids, too.
extra tails? And she goes, we popped the tails.
Wow.
So the problem is they pop really easy. So like Ike had one on and he was running to get the cardboard thing
Step on it.
No.
You already popped my tail?
Ella bit it. And it deflated and everybody's all upset. And I'm like, there's a repair kit. It's all good, kids. Put the repair kit on and blew it back up. It was fine.
Oh my gosh.
Ella.
So have you ever just opened the Tupperware cabinet and like lids and random size containers that do not have lids fall on top of you? I do. Have you ever like opened your kid's closet and all these dirty clothes fall on top of you and nothing's in drawers? Yeah, that's me. Have you ever had too many cups to fit in the cabinets? Yeah, that's me too. So finally, I've decided this year I'm done. I got to get rid of junk and I'm making some lifestyle changes. So decluttering, here we come. And Crystal started me off with some helpful tips. She said she was coming over and I'm like, oh crap, I better start.
Start decluttering.
Well, it got me in the mood.
She started without me.
Crystal, you got her in the mood.
Oh, I didn't know I had that effect on you. I mean, I knew I had it on Hillary, but I wasn't sure if I had it on you.
So I started in the kitchen.
Well, first of all, everybody knows to come to you if we have to do something like this.
That is so funny.
So you need to first tell us,
Okay.
have you always been this way?
No.
Okay, so how did you get here?
Because I want to get there.
I grew up in a home that was decluttered. So my mom always had there was always a spot for everything and it needed to go back into that spot. I was kind of rogue in that and I didn't put anything in a spot. And I had a bedroom in the basement that was like full of junk. And then on top of it, when that bedroom got too dirty, I would go upstairs to the spare bedroom and sleep up there and make that bedroom a mess. And then I would have to clean so then that's when it got to the point where I had to clean. So I was never a very tidy person, like ever. Until, I'm trying to think. 2013, I think it was. Aaron and I had been married for like 6 years at that point. And we had 2 kids, and I was just overwhelmed by all of the stuff. And so we had just stuff everywhere. Like, our house was clean because I always kept like a clean house, but we had so much stuff that I had to like shove it into drawers, and I had to shove it into the closets, and my bedroom was a disaster. And so now I'm taking 2 kids and I'm adding more laundry. So like all of that just kept going on, and I'm working full time. So I'm like, this is something has to happen. So we just decided that we were like, okay, we got to do something. We got to live a little bit differently than this because it's a lot.
Yeah.
So we first started with like major areas, closets, clothes, then went like bathrooms, linens, towels. So literally basically going through every single thing that there was possible in our home, and using one of the rules that we talk about a lot is like the 6-month rule. So if we haven't used it, so we started literally at this moment of like, if we haven't used it in 6 months, it has to go. And we were like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff because we had a basement. We had a big house at the time, a bigger house or whatever. So we were like, okay. So we start going through everything, and we're like, okay, we haven't used it in 6 months. Are we going to use it? Is it like a Christmas item that we need to keep for a holiday? Or is it just something that just has been stored because why? We don't know. So we started cleaning that out. And then we started doing, so that was like our one thing. And then we just started like, okay, I cannot possibly do dishes every single night. For a while, we didn't have a dishwasher. And so I was like washing bottles, and I was washing plates, and I was washing cups and all of this stuff. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So we went to the 1 per person type of thing. And that is really across the board for us. Is like 1 plate, 1 bowl, cup, knife, fork, spoon, coffee mug. Like really that kind of went into that mode. And then we did the 1 towel per person. And then we did the 1 sheet per bed. And then we did have spares because we had kids. So we knew that there was going to be like accidents and things. And then I just made sure I did the laundry like every week. So the sheets got washed like every week. And then I started doing, So that was like where we really started with that. Because I was just tired of being chaotic.
Yeah. So is it harder for one of you more than the other to like purge that way or no?
Absolutely.
Which one?
Me. Aaron didn't come with a whole lot anyways. So most of it was mine. So we've been storing all this stuff in the basement for like the past 6 years. And it's like my stuff from my parents' house. And I'm like, we don't do it. Like, I need this.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, my picture frame from someone that I got so long ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was really difficult for me. And I didn't struggle with the towels and the sheets and all of those things. I struggled with the clothes.
Yeah.
Because we went super extreme. When we originally did this like decluttering of our home, we went with 7 days of clothes. And then they had to be washed. And so you might have a sweater that would go like for 2 days with a different pair of pants or different things like that. And so if it couldn't be hung in my closet, I didn't keep it. And I didn't buy extra hangers to hang them all. So it was really like hard. Same with clothes or shoes was the same way. So we really tried to do like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So like boots, for me, it was like boots, tennis shoes, and like heels or like a dress shoe. And I tried to be like, these were the best shoes that I wore all the time. I loved. And then the rest of them went.
Should see Kelly's face right now. She's like, okay,
Yeah,
but you've done some
you
of
have done
this.
such a great job. Tell them what you have done so far, because
I just want to know what you would do in this instance. Okay, Crystal?
tell me.
Imagine you have a collection of Doc Martens that you have collected over the years.
Well, I will tell you
them?
I will tell you what I would do. I will use a different scenario. I had, how many is in your collection? No, it's fine.
I
You can
probably
tell me.
have like 12 pairs of Doc Martens.
Okay.
But I
So-
can't fit in them anymore.
Oh,
However,
but your friend Crystal probably
Yes.
could.
and Eliza can fit into
Yes.
a lot
So
of
listen, I had probably 12 Coach purses.
them. Okay.
That I bought over time, as gifts. Aaron bought me a couple. Like, it was a really big thing for me. I loved having like a Coach bag. It got to a point for me where I would open up my purse tubs and I would ask my friends like, hey, come on over and get a purse or something.
You still got them.
No, so
We came in too late.
those
She's already.
purses didn't ever go. Those were ones that were never allowed to be like picked from. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I would have like bins overflowing with purses that are just like, the random like cheap ones that you just have or whatever. So people would come and take them because that's when I was like, okay, we got to get rid of these. So I'm just going to give them to my friends, see who wants them. And the rest of them will just go to Goodwill or whatever. But the Coach bags always stayed in the closet. Okay. Now, granted, I carried them. So I carried them different seasons, different times, because they were like all different things. But when I decided that I had to release them, because it was for me, it was a me thing. I had to release them. I donated them to a women's shelter
Okay.
because I felt like it was really important.
Yeah.
And so I donated them all.
That's awesome.
And that was a really hard thing for me to do. And it took me a really long time. But
Let's not focus on what you
Yeah, I don't
haven't been
think-
able to do
yeah.
yet.
I don't think that that's something. I mean, that's
Baby
a scenario.
steps.
That's a process.
Like yesterday,
That's a process.
I sent Hillary a picture of Naomi's room, which was,
Which I'll mind you, I just cleaned it not that long
like,
ago.
I
Oh,
literally
that's right.
cannot even go in that room because I feel so overwhelmed and I get so upset and I just can't. Like every time I put her to bed, I get angry because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like it shouldn't be this way. So I spent hours and hours and hours and I cleaned everything, but there's still stuff that it's still not done. And there's way too many clothes. So you may have to
Yes.
come help me get through part of that because
Yep.
it went from this to
What is all that?
it's mainly clothes to much better, but there's
Oh,
still
yeah.
there's still a lot that needs done. But
She sent me that first picture, and I'm like, what happened to my room?
Right?
I
That
cleaned that room.
she's a messy little
Wow.
thing.
Okay.
It's okay. Letty's room. I'm gonna tell you, I live in a decluttered house. Okay, but Letty's room is not decluttered.
Yeah, because she goes rogue like her mama did, right?
we just shut the door.
Okay, so Kelly, you've implemented Crystal's one per person rule when it comes to plates, bowls, cups. Is that still working for you?
And what's really cool is the one day, it was after we had gotten all the plates. So we got all the plates.
A different color, right, for each
Yep.
person?
Different color for
Is
each
that what you
person.
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do that anymore because now we're out of like that phase was like the most immediate, like
When they were little or...
make a change
Oh, okay.
because something has to happen. Now I just have 5 plates.
Okay.
Like, so
So I found like really cool plates on Amazon,
you
bowls that
love 'em.
match, and some really cute cups. So everybody has their own color, except for Lenny and I's are super close together, and he keeps taking my plate. But we'll deal with that
Lenny.
later.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
Lenny. Lenny Dewey.
It's really hard though, because sometimes I'm like,
You showed them to me, and they do look
they
very
look
close.
really close. So, but the kids know. But the one day, Leo, I ran the dishes, and he's like, "Where's my plate?" I'm like, "Oh, you must not have put it away last night. It was sitting out on the sofa table with food on it. Like, if you want to eat breakfast, you're gonna have to clean it."
So that is
Sorry.
That is actually the mindset
And that
that
works?
is so important in all of this process. You have one plate.
Yeah.
If you don't wash it and you don't put it in that dishwasher, you don't have anything to eat on.
Yeah.
And so that's the thought process behind everyone in your home. So that's why they have a color. That's
they have to
also why
take
they have a
responsibility.
color for the towels too. So the towels, like you have an individual color for them so that when it's laying on the floor, you could be like, hey, Pacey, that's your green towel.
Is that working well?
So I'll tell you about that in a
Ooh.
second. So anyway, the plates are doing
that's
well.
awesome. I
love
am
Naomi
so
like
happy.
scrubs her plate so well. I usually just rinse mine off. I'll stick it in the dishwasher because I was going to get a drying rack and I'm like, that's one more thing on the counter.
Yep.
Top of the dishwasher, same thing. You can pull it out of there.
It's definitely like a dish rack right there.
So I ordered towels and I got 2 towels for each person because I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Yep.
Should I have got 1?
I think 2 is fine. So
She
like I
thinks
think
she's
I
getting
did
in
tell you
trouble.
2.
Yeah.
I told you 2 because there are so many of you. And so like in order for the next process will be laundry every day and we'll get there.
Okay. So we bought towels, but I will not let them use them yet because that's a reward for decluttering the bathroom and the hall closet.
Okay.
And until I get there, which is probably on my radar
Yes.
next, then we'll get those out. Actually, the office is real bad. I got to get on that
Oh,
too.
I'm coming for that,
Yeah.
right? We're going to work on that after spring break.
Then I told Lenny yesterday, I'm like, now I know why I never get to my closet and my things. Because by the time I do all this, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
So it
Just
is
a
like
lot.
a shift in responsibility across the board. So like I see, like you said, Leo, where's your plate?
Yeah.
And it was sitting in the living room on the table. And so like it's a mind shift for everyone in your family. And so that it's not only your responsibility.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest things is like, as a parent, you want to be able to have quality time
Yes.
and intentional time and not worrying about the chaos and clutter that's around you and be able to like embrace that like intentionality. And it's hard when you are like, oh my gosh, I have like everything all around me all the time to do things. And so it's just a process and it's
Good.
like giving them responsibility.
Okay.
My cabinets look so nice.
I love
And then
I
I
love
bought
them.
this little thing that you push. The plates are like ceramic
Yeah.
because I didn't want plastic because I
Yeah.
didn't want to eat the
Yes, we know.
microplastics.
We know.
I originally told her to buy plastic ones.
Yeah.
but,
So
you know,
I
50 cents at Target. I was like, just buy them, just get it over with.
Nope,
not
I
happening.
bought, I spent some money and I bought plates, but it's like a pain. Like if Naomi's is on the bottom and there's a stack of 6 plates,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of annoying.
And she's short.
So I bought something and I don't know where it is, but it like
Okay.
you put them in, like you slide them in.
Sideways?
Yep. So everybody can just grab their plate out.
Nice.
And Liza's going to put little labels under each
I'm impressed.
slot.
That's
Very
awesome.
good. Very
Yeah.
good. Yay.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1, what do you do
I love it.
when guests come over?
So I have all of my plates still. They're just stored away in the basement.
Okay.
And so I do have, right now so guys, you have to remember I didn't live in a house for a while. So I lived in like 695 square feet. And so this was like ideal for all of this. So we have, as we moved into our new house, which now it's been like 6 years, but like when we moved in there, I had different kinds of cupboard space.
Yeah.
So and then when Aaron redid our kitchen, I have all of that large cupboard space. So I just store them in there. They're just not used. So
Okay.
we don't use them. We have like 5 polka dot black plates that we use. And like, that's it.
Yeah, I still have my set that I got when we got married and I just store them in the basement.
Yeah. And I told her to store them. So it's important because you will have people over.
Right.
And you might have a time where one of them breaks and so you need some so it's not necessarily like get rid of them. It's the process of this is how we're going to do.
Yeah.
Life
so there's not 12
here.
cups and there's not
Correct.
every day that need to be washed.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
that's what. I had like 40 cups by the end of not 40, but I felt
and
like
I
it.
think that was one of the things that when I was here with you, not examining, but in general, cups
Yeah.
were all over the place.
Yeah.
And I would see them, your kids get another cup out,
Yep.
but there was already a cup on the counter. And so I'm like, this is why I said originally the cup process is because it gets daunting. When you have an entire dishwasher full of cups,
Yeah. That's where I'm at right
overwhelming.
I hate unloading the dishwasher.
now. Same. I don't mind loading it though.
I don't either.
Weird. So what
It's a
about
process too.
Have you ever run out so the plate thing is fine
Yes.
because people have to be responsible.
Yeah.
But what about a towel? or sheets? Are you like, crap, like they don't have what they need because I haven't done the laundry? Or is there, what do you do in those situations?
So
Air dry?
you're hilarious.
Get it out of the dirty clothes. If you didn't wash it,
So,
dry yourself with the dirty towel.
I'm trying to think. So I do a load of laundry every day. And in that load of laundry is usually, so like the kids, they now do their own laundry, but their towel is part of their laundry.
Okay.
And so they just use it until they do their laundry.
Okay.
And that's just their fault. So if it's dirty, then
Yeah.
they use a dirty towel because they
Okay.
didn't do their laundry. We have way more towels now also because I feel like we've accumulated them over time. Like,
Yeah.
we got a couple from Great Wolf Lodge or, all these. I have like pool towels now
Right,
that I
yeah.
didn't have before. But I really keep my closet very bare minimum. Sheets, I have always kept an extra set. So Aaron and I have two sheets for our bed, and then the kids have 2 sheets for each of their bed. Just
I still have the snowman sheets from when we got married.
The flannel ones.
do you use them?
Not anymore. So why do I have them?
Why do you have them?
I don't know. Because I haven't done
They're
this
19
yet.
years old.
I know. And they're snowmen.
Are they? So that's an interesting thing. So when we cleaned out our house,
Yeah.
I think we had an entire truck bed full of sheets and towels
Oh my gosh.
alone.
We have so much we could get rid of.
The sheets, I think we had 10 or 12 sheets just for our bed. I didn't even the kids were in a crib. I
Right.
mean, so it was a crib sheet or whatever. I had myself, Aaron and I, for our bed alone, 12 sets of
That's
sheets.
so funny.
So there was something I was going to say and it just went away. Oh, yeah. So when I cleaned out the kitchen and so our basement, my parents lived here for a while. So there's another kitchen in the basement. So I cleaned, and we had a lot of props and stuff. And there's still more drawers I need to go through. But I cleaned the kitchen and then down here in the kitchen, and I took out 13 bags of stuff that I did not
insane.
need anymore. 13 bags.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Naomi, 4 bags of clothes. 4
Clothes
bags.
are hard because you'll get them from other people too. So we have another rule. Aaron and I are at the point where we get something, we have to get rid of something. But in the beginning, we would get something and have to get rid of 2 things. So if I got a new sweater, I have to get rid of 2 things
Oh, boy.
to fill that place.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I have the confession to make, okay? I have 2 huge suitcases full of clothes that don't fit me. Because what if they do?
Oh, no.
No, they got to go right now.
What if
That's
they
the
do?
first thing. Tomorrow morning.
All the t-shirts that have meaning that I'm never going to
Well, you
wear.
can save some.
But I'm never
t-shirts.
going to wear
Store
them because I
or
was
no?
tiny then. What am I going to do with them? They just sit there.
You take pictures of them.
Right? I have pictures of me wearing them. But here's another question I have. And then you can maybe tell us how you put some of this into play on a regular basis because we're running short on time.
Gotcha.
But
We might have to do multiple
I know I was
episodes
just
on
thinking that.
decluttering,
I feel
different
there's
rooms.
a lot to talk about.
I mean, I am going to create a newsletter. I have
Oh.
decided
Nice.
that I think I'm going to create a newsletter and I'm going to put a different tip or trick each week in it.
Oh.
I like it.
Because it's a lot. And you guys, I didn't just do this overnight. This is not something that happened overnight, and it was something that I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
So
well, that's actually what I was going to ask you
Yeah,
is once you
absolutely.
decided this is what you needed to do, how long do you think it took you? Because I think one of my biggest struggles, and I bet it's a struggle for you too, Kelly, is I feel like if I can't get it all done, I don't even want to start, or I don't know where to start.
yeah.
Because if I can't declutter my whole house in one day, then I'm overwhelmed because I only got to this or I only got to that. At least that's what I struggle
It feels like
with.
it's never ending.
Yeah.
And you want it to be done. Like you're in a mindset that you want it to be done, but it's like
it's a long process.
need to take like a month-long sabbatical and work on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably not enough.
I remember telling Kelly specifically, like, your house is going to look worse before it gets better because that is a process. Like, you're going to have things out. You're going to have things all over. So, like, that's a process. I think it probably took us, like, I'm going to give a long, like 6 months. 6 months of like intentional, like we're doing this. And then going forward, every year we reevaluate. So we're always looking at it at 6 months. If it hasn't been used, it's got to go. And that's including clothes. It's not an overnight thing. Yeah. I think there's certain things that you can start quickly that make you feel less stress. Because those things can happen quick, and then everyone else on board kind of has no choice. Like, this is the plate that you get, or this is the cup that you get. And so if you don't have a cup, then you don't get a drink today because you didn't wash it, or you didn't, it's upstairs in your bedroom or wherever it would be. I collect cups. So I used to have like 6 or 7 cups on my dresser at night, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was ridiculous. So I would say, like, give yourself grace for sure. Because this is not something that happens overnight. It's a mindset as much as it is a change of living. You know, it's a process. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't expect it to be done as fast as I want it to be done if I'm going to do it right.
I did read when I started this before that even spend like 15 minutes a day, set the timer, go in your bathroom, get rid of stuff for 15 minutes or go in your closet 15 minutes, like baby steps.
Yeah.
But see, the problem is I want to do it and I want to get it done.
Same. Once you do get it done, though, how do you keep up with it in the day-to-day?
So there's day-to-day. So there's 5 things that I do on a regular basis every day. Number 1, and I know you guys are going to cringe because she does it. I make my bed every day.
I'm not doing it.
I do.
And I make my bed because it sets the tone for an orderly day.
Do you make your kids make the bed?
So no.
Okay.
I don't. I should. My boys have bunk beds, so I don't feel like they need to, and it's weird. And then Letty, I tell her to make her bed, but I don't make her bed. So I feel like for me, that sets my day. If I don't make my bed, then the rest of my house and me feel disheveled. If I make my bed.
Maybe that's my problem.
Just try making it for like a week and see what happens.
Make it for a day.
Yeah.
Make it for a week.
2
Problem
blankets.
is there's too many blankets.
Well, that's the other thing. Put one blanket on, and then put a blanket over both of those.
All right. Whatever. Okay. Continue.
Okay. Clean up messes as they happen. So that is like you spill something on the counter in the bathroom, you spill something in the counter in the kitchen or on the floor. Clean it up right as it happens because then it's going to be less grimy, sticky. So that's like makeup on the counter, that's soup on the floor, that's anything. Just clean as you go. Clean as you cook. So as I'm cooking, as things are in the oven, I am back over at the sink, washing the dishes, putting them in the dishwasher of what I used. So then I don't have to go back and do that. And I have a really hard time. And this is just me. And it's always been this way. Even when I was not a declutterer, I cannot go to bed with dishes in my sink. And so like it gives me anxiety.
I also can.
So it literally builds up like in my chest.
Yeah.
And so I started doing that a long time ago as well, because even before I was decluttering, I just did that because it made me feel better.
Yeah.
So just clean up as you're going, as you're cooking, just put things away. And then put things back where they belong because everything has to have a home. And this is across the board. So this would be your children. This would
Put
be
them back where they belong.
put them back where they belong.
Ouch.
Put their stuff away. Not you, them. So that's key. And so I have Letty, whose stuff is everywhere. And it has a spot, but the spot has been cluttered with other things.
Yeah.
So I literally will put everything in the living room floor.
Yeah.
And then I just make them come down and pick it up because it can't be in my space.
Yeah.
And so it has to go back to the home. And then to do 1 load of laundry a day, every day. And that would be to wash, dry, fold, put away, not laying around, not sitting in the dryer, which I used to do. So, and then you don't have mountains of laundry.
Yeah.
So they're not piling up on you. And then these are just habits routines I've created that I just kind of live by to create and set the tone for a calm home.
Yeah.
I need that.
Minimalism isn't just about fewer things. It's about creating space for peace, rest, and intentional living. By simplifying, we gain more than just an organized home. We gain freedom from the stress of managing too much. What small step could you take today to create more calm in your home? Thank you for listening to the Calm, the Storm, the Whimsy podcast. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay tuned for our next episode. What small step could you take today to create more calm home? Wow, I almost got it.
Every
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Make more calm home.
What? I can't read, guys.